Now, the biggest criticism I've heard of this motorcycle is some of the styling things they went with. A lot of people don't like this humongous big black radiator, which is right behind the wheel, because it really stands out and it just doesn't really look right. Personally, I love it because I live in Florida, and right now it's like 88 degrees and the sun's going down, so without it, I don't think I'd be one to run this thing because I already feel the heat on my thighs. And when the weather's over 100 degrees, that really sucks. Another thing that a lot of people complained about is the back fender. It's a big fender, it goes way down, and it hides the main thing that people ask for on this bike, which is a huge back tire. This is a 240 millimeter back tire, which is bigger than the back tires on that. Width-wise, anyways. Oh. So, other than that, I think it's a beautiful bike. Some people don't like it, some people do like it. Personally, I really like the styling, especially that back brake light. It's LED, and it really stands out, it's really bright. And unlike some LEDs, there's a big difference between running and brake light.
Kiss the baby. Feels good. Oh.
Now, the only thing that really drives me crazy on this motorcycle is the exhaust note. The M version sounds a little bit different, and it sounds a little bit better, I think. The engine itself sounds great. That thump 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 noise is great, especially for a V-twin this size. But it's just that exhaust. Sounds weak, especially for how big the motorcycle is. Doesn't sound anything like a Harley. And, you know, some people like that. I don't. I wish it had a more deeper exhaust note from it. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the motor runs with some Jinxer technology, variable valve and all that other nonsense that makes the bike so fast, makes it have so much horsepower is what gives it that RPM, and that contributes to the exhaust sounding like that. But, you know what, I'll get aftermarket someday, just right now, because they're really expensive. The other thing I wish Suzuki would do, the M version has that wonderful tachometer on it, and I love to see what my gears are, especially since, or what my RPMs are, especially since the last bike I had was a sports bike. All I got is this humongous speedometer. It doesn't really tell me the gearing. But considering that you got pulling power in any gear at any RPM, it doesn't matter that much, and I've learned to really keep track of my gears with this one since I don't have the gear indicator. Other than that, there's not really much else to say comparing this from the M. You got the back seat that's always there, not the cover that you can do. And yes, I painted my helmet to match. Kind of like a backwards version of the fuel tank. Just haven't got a Boulevard sticker for it yet. That's what I'm working on. They don't really make one to fit the helmet. I gotta have one made out of vinyl, and I've been lazy as of late. We got 19,096 miles on it, a little over half a tank of gas. So, I'm pretty used to it by now. When I first got on it, I thought I was going to have to take it back to the dealer because it felt way too heavy. After about 100 miles, I got used to the weight. Now the bike actually feels a little bit small for me, which is kind of scary because the only thing larger than this I can get is a Goldwing or Electric Light or even a Boss Haas. And I don't want to get any of them. I like this bike.